Live from FedEx Forum, this is The Odds Couple, presented by WinBet on GrindCityMedia.com. Here's Rob Fisher and Lang Whitaker.
Hello, good people. Welcome to The Odds Couple. Single on fish! Single on fish. That's how we start each and every week here on The Odds Couple. It's an exciting week because NBA playoff action. NBA playoff action. We will preview the NBA playoffs here on The Odds Couple today. We'll have our picks. Picks coming up later in the show.
Picks. Gross.
We'll have that. Man, that one was moist.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, so we got all that coming up. Let me introduce myself. I'm Rob Fisher here on the program. Lang Whitaker is alongside. Hello, Lang Whitaker.
Hey, how are you?
Good to see you, man.
It's like you're wearing a championship ring.
I am wearing a championship ring today.
Notice it. Yeah.
You know, I'm doing a big soccer game tonight as we're taping this program. And
footy.
And
you think you're going to,
I don't know.
playing?
We got tornadic activity coming in.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, there's some big storm chaser who's in town.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
I can't.
great.
I've already forgotten his name.
Yes,
It's like
so-
Reed
Reed Storm.
Reed Storm.
No. Timmer? Reed Timmer.
Reed Timmer.
He's
here.
here. Yeah, apparently.
Shout
he's
out
there.
Reed Timmer.
He
Welcome.
chases tornadoes, and he's got his kid with him.
So if you
he's-
chase tornadoes,
Yeah.
if somebody
come on,
chases
son.
tornadoes and they're in your city, that's probably not a great thing.
Yeah. That's true.
He tweeted, he said, in Memphis, Tennessee, for the tornado outbreak. I'm like, what? Is this going to be like, you ever seen The Day After Tomorrow? Yes. Yeah, with like the tornadoes just rip. There's like 10 tornadoes in downtown Los Angeles. Like, is that what it's going to be?
Tornado, I think you got to think Twister, right? Like
Yeah.
Oh,
that's
absolutely.
that's
One of the worst
be-all,
movies
end-all.
ever.
One of the best worst movies.
You people are crazy.
I
Pay
forgot
some respect
this man
to
hates
Bill
Bill
Paxton.
Paxton. I forgot
Yeah,
about that.
And Carrie you, or however you say his
Carrie
name.
Elways,
I call him Elways, but
Helen
it's like
Hunt,
you.
Philip Seymour Hoffman. That's a great movie.
A terrible movie.
Cameron from Ferris Bueller's
Yep.
in it.
That's right.
Alan Ruck.
Yeah, he's Cameron.
We're doing. So I'm doing a soccer game.
Footy.
Hopefully.
So you wear a championship
So I'm
ring.
wearing my soccer championship ring from when I used to be the voice of the St. Louis Ambush of the National Professional Soccer League. Knocked out Harrisburg in '95. Swept them.
You got a ring.
Yeah.
It's not just the National Soccer League of the Professional Soccer League.
National
It's
Professional
the
Soccer League,
National
yeah.
Professional
St. Louis
Soccer League.
St. Louis Ambush. Yeah. So I'm wearing my championship ring for a couple of reasons. One, because I'm doing the soccer game
Yeah.
on TV, and this makes me look like I'm a soccer person, a footy.
Do
if
we
you will.
have a nickname, or are we just 901 FC?
901 FC.
But do we
That
have
is
like
the
we're
name.
not like the
tornadoes.
the ambush,
No.
or the
No.
Storms.
No, we're just the 901
Yeah.
FC. And hopefully AutoZone Park will be safe.
Yeah, I would think it
safe
would.
place to shelter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and I wore the ring because we're in the NBA playoffs now. And as I like to point out to people when I wear the ring, this is what you play for.
That's right.
This is what you play for.
That's right. I told you on the Infield Fly podcast, the baseball podcast.
Yeah, where
we
you
do.
can
If
get wherever you get your podcast.
If we get a ring, if the Grizzlies win a ring, I'm wearing that thing every day for the rest of my life.
every day.
Yeah.
As the great Birdman and Lil Wayne said, pop champagne like we won a championship game. Feel like I got on a championship ring.
I like it.
Masters.
Yeah.
I went on the show last week and kind of ranted about how there
were
was
anti-Tiger.
no chance Tiger was going to make the cut. Remarkable.
It
Remarkable that he played.
it.
It was remarkable that he made the cut. It was incredible to see. And, you know, I don't think anybody's disappointed with how the weekend turned out for Tiger. I think just to see him out there and see him get around the course and be able to play 4 days was exciting
It
stuff.
was tough.
It was fun. I mean, I think after day one, that was all you wanted, right?
Yeah.
That's all. Like after day one, whatever happens, happens. Like, but I texted you guys. I put $5 on Tiger that morning to finish under 72, and he finished 71. But after that, I was like, "There's no way I'm betting on this guy after the first day."
Yeah, right.
You know he's going to wake up tired and exhausted and creaky and everything. And you could see after each day he was a little bit less than he was the day before.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
it was incredible to see, and congratulations to Tiger Woods. Oh, congratulations to Scotty Scheffler. He's the winner of the Masters as well. But Tiger was the story, and afterwards, here's Tiger talking about his Masters week.
It was an unbelievable feeling just to have the patrons and the support out there. I wasn't exactly playing my best out there, but just to have the support out there and this appreciation from all the fans, and I don't think words can really describe that. Given where I was a little over a year ago and what my prospects were at that time, to end up here and be able to play, all 4 rounds. Even a month ago, I didn't know if I could pull this off. So, I think it was a positive, and I've got some work to do, and looking forward to it.
Awesome, good for Tiger. That was incredible.
Do you think Scotty Scheffler is the most anonymous champion in sports right now?
As I was saying, congratulations to Scotty Scheffler, I was hoping in my mind it was Scotty Scheffler, right?
Yeah.
Nobody knows. No, I mean, Mike Trout might be the bigger star that's also anonymous, but
Right.
I was trying to think of like who else is as successful and as rich, but could like literally walk in here and sit down at this desk and none of us would know who it is.
It's interesting because, like, I think about others like hockey. Like,
Yeah.
I would know Ovechkin and I would know Crosby. If they walked in here, I would know who they are.
Mm-hmm.
But then there are like some young hockey stars, like that Connor McDavid or whatever.
Austin Matthews.
Yeah, I wouldn't know who they
But
are.
I'm
I'd have
talking
no
about
clue.
major sports.
Oh.
I can't believe Tiger I wish he would have said, no, I just think I got away from my Buddhism. I think I got to get back to working on my Buddhism. Remember after he had the sex addiction thing?
That's right.
Yeah. He said, I just got away from my Buddhism. That's why you were like humping everything? All right. Because you weren't doing your Buddhism? All right.
Congratulations, Scotty Scheffler. Masters.
And it was awesome to see
Masters
Tiger out there. It was.
It was really cool. All right, NBA playoffs. Let's start. We'll start with the Eastern Conference.
Yeah.
The
East!
The Milwaukee Bucks are the defending NBA champions.
Yeah.
Let's not forget.
They're not defending. They're reigning. I hate
Reigning?
This is
Well,
something.
no, they are defending.
No, they don't lose their championship.
Yes, they do. If they don't win it,
They
they
get to keep it. Yeah,
they get
that's
to
true.
keep
They don't have
their
to give the
trophy.
belt over.
It's not a boxing or UFC thing. You
yeah.
get to keep it.
That's true.
Aren't
That's
they
true.
defending the title right now, though?
No,
They're
they are
reigning.
reigning champions.
Reigning champions. They're
They
defending.
don't lose their
they're
title.
defending the title of champions.
There you go.
Yeah, I know. Although they'll still be champions, I
So
guess.
they're defending
They're
something.
still, they're still champions. Yeah.
Okay. The reigning champion, Milwaukee Bucks.
Potatoes.
Does the East go through Milwaukee? Because people don't seem to think so.
I don't think it goes through Miami, and they're the 1 seed. It just doesn't feel
Well,
like
we can't give all of our secrets away.
Oh, I understand
we give
that.
our picks.
But
later.
here's my problem with the East right now. Why are people believing that the East is going through Brooklyn?
I don't get
Yeah, I
that
don't-
either.
I don't get that either.
I love Brooklyn. We'll get to Brooklyn. I see you have a quote. We've got an audio clip from one of my favorites here.
yeah,
I
I
can't
know.
wait for
I
it.
had
This
to
is
find
what he
something.
said last night. I love it.
I can't believe
Oh, it's
Rosa
not.
would be
Oh, I
a
love
Kyrie fan.
I love it.
Yeah.
This is weird because the East, to your point, Rob, everybody is trying to figure out where the road goes through. And according to this notebook here, Workplace Slay, everybody never forget, seeds 1 through 10 in the East are separated by just 10 games, which is the closest in any conference since the merger in the 76-77 season. All of these teams are really, really close. And we can talk about the Bucks, the Heat, the Nets, but BPI, ESPN's BPI, the overwhelming favorite not to win the East, but to win the whole thing is the Boston Celtics at 40%, according to their BPI.
Wow.
So, like, the East is just everybody's relatively close enough together when you think about the Bucks, the Celtics, the Heat. You throw the 76ers in there, throw the Raptors in there. If you want to throw the Nets in there, knock yourselves out. Right, where you're looking around, the Bulls had a nice run there, although they're not good against good teams. They had a nice run in there. Everybody's trying to figure this thing out, and it's because for 82 games, these guys were so close to one another.
It'll be yes.
The Bulls. Yeah, they started out 26-10. They are 20-26 since. I believe that adds up to 82.
Bulls, 2-21 against teams in the top 8 of the NBA.
Yeah,
and last I checked,
they're
the Bucks are a top 8 team in the NBA.
And their defense has been absolutely atrocious.
Yeah. Well, Giannis Antetokounmpo, he is the star.
I love Giannis.
Is he the defending MVP?
Sure.
Okay.
Reigning.
Or no, he wasn't. Jokic was.
Jokic was MVP.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter, apparently. You just still have it.
But he still has it.
He still has the trophy.
Giannis Antetokounmpo, he was asked last week whether or not he cared about winning the scoring title, how important that was for him.
Don't get to your full potential when you worry about the wrong things, and I'm obsessed with basketball. I really want to be the best that I can be, and I've showed it times and times that I'm about that. I'm not about scoring champ. I can care less. I'm not about MVP. I can care less. I just want to be the best player that I can be, and whatever that takes me, I'm okay with that. So if I keep worrying about if I can win the scoring champ and who I've done it in the past and who I'm in cup, no. It takes me away from the goals that I really want to achieve. So but I know a lot of people follow it. I know probably my teammates follow it or my brother follow it, but I try to close my social media, throw all those distractions away, and just focus on how can I get better.
Such a likable dude.
Yeah, I love Giannis, and I hate that you played that clip from him, although he is very thoughtful on this. But we need Giannis dad jokes. If we're going to play Giannis, and then with his accents, what do you call a cow on the floor?
Ground beef.
Love it. I love Giannis. I love the dad jokes. He said his reason for that is because the season is very long and it's very stressful and it's very exhausting. Obviously, it's not for him because he is a freak. He really is. He's like, I got to keep things lighthearted, keep things funny around here. I love Giannis.
To me, the big addition for the Bucks is getting Brook Lopez back.
Yes,
because he didn't play all season basically, and came back 3 weeks ago, and that makes a huge difference to me because you can have a big out there to guard centers if you need to. Buddy can shoot threes, so he'll spread the floor out. That to me is kind of underrated in the last. I felt like all season the Bucks were just trying to make it through the season, trying to get to the postseason healthy.
Yeah,
and now you get Lopez back. That's a huge addition.
Yeah, you do have a little bit of that championship hangover. Not so much. It's not like they were bad. They're a really good team, and they were a really good team in the regular season, but they were not the previous years. They had been pretty dominant in the regular season.
They blew everybody away.
Yeah, they had the best point differential in the league, and then once you win it, it's like, okay, it's tough to maintain that over the course of a regular season again and again and again. So you've kind of got to pick and choose your spots here and there.
You guys are right. This season felt different for the Bucks. It did feel like they were just trying to get through the regular season, and they still could have been a 2 seed. They're a 3 seed right now. That's how good they are.
Yeah.
But when they have the 3 of Holiday, Giannis, and Middleton on the court together, I mean, the numbers are crazy, and the defensive numbers. I mean, you can have arguably the best front court defender or defender period in the league in Giannis, and the best backcourt defender in Drew Holiday in the league. When you got those two at the point in the back end of your defense, that's
I would assume nobody here feels like the Bulls have a chance.
Hell no. No. Get the broom. Where's the broom? Do we have a broom?
Broom. Wow.
We don't have a broom.
I don't think they're going to sweep it.
We apparently don't have somebody to come and empty the trash either. Well, yeah, and empty the trash. Look at that thing back there.
Yeah. Maybe the Bulls are available.
Bulls.
Yeah. Let's get Lonzo here.
Bulls and Bucks will be playing game 1 on Sunday. The other game
Somebody
1.
slack Lonzo.
The other game 1 on Sunday, the Brooklyn Nets and Boston Celtics.
My Nets!
The Nets and the Celtics. Kyrie.
Yes.
It's always fun to hear from Kyrie. Here's Kyrie talking about the season.
The point of this season for me was never to just take a stand. It was really to make sure that I'm standing on what I believe in and freedom. Freedom. I don't think that's a word that gets defined enough in our society about the freedom to make choices with your life without someone telling you what the fuck to do. And whether that carries over into nuances of our society that, politicians control or government controls or things people that are in power, the powers may be, right, that control. I'm standing for freedom. So that's in all facets of my life. And there's nobody that's enslaving me. There's nobody telling me that what I'm going to do with my life. And that's just the way I am. And if I get tarnished, in terms of my image, and people try to slander my name continuously because, those are things that I forget.
Huh?
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh my God, I love. I understand exactly what he's saying.
Don't tell me what to
sure
do.
you do, Rosa.
Don't tell me what to do as I stop at this stop sign.
Yeah.
Don't tell me.
Oh, come on.
Don't
You
tell
know we
me.
don't
No,
mean it
no,
like
no.
that.
Don't tell me what to do as I sit here and go on the green light, or as I drive 70 miles per hour down the. Don't tell me what to do as I have car insurance. Get out of here.
You know
goofy. He's goofy. You're goofy for
And
liking
I'm not going to. I wasn't here to
Kyrie's
take a
awesome.
stand. I was here to stand for freedom.
Yeah,
I thought-
taking a stand.
Well, wasn't he not playing because he didn't want to get vaccinated because the rules, he didn't want people telling him what to do.
Right.
And then as soon as they changed the rules for athletes, he's back playing. But they didn't change the rules for the other people.
And he thought it was BS and spoke out against it.
But now they're on their own. He's not going to stand for them
No,
anymore.
he still does. And I guarantee you, he's probably paying some of their salaries too, just like he did. Go look, that dude
Listen
does.
to Rosa.
Oh no, I will
Kyrie
I
supporter
will
I've ever
stand for
heard.
Kyrie. I will stand for Kyrie.
Stand for Kyrie.
Because no, because you have
Rosa
you
thinks the
have
earth is flat,
look,
too,
and I may get killed for this. You have what we
May get
call
killed for this.
a ton of fake activists in this world, and he is not. That dude puts his money where his mouth is to real causes on this planet. That guy, when the bubble in the WNBA season got canceled, paid salaries for multiple WNBA players for the entire season. That dude does more good than people know about it, too. And he ain't the only one that didn't want to get vaccinated. He's the only one that stood up against it. And knowing what we know now, good for Kyrie.
Kyrie
Good
can
for
do
Kyrie.
all of that stuff is true, Rosa. That doesn't make it what he's
but
saying.
here's
It
the
doesn't
thing.
make what
He
he's
got-
saying right
but here's the
now.
thing.
You
He
can
got
do one
killed
good
for
thing.
it.
That doesn't
He got
mean that
killed
means
for
you
it.
can't do
But he
anything
got
bad.
killed- but
he
he-
should have got killed for it.
He got killed for it. And now it turns out, knowing what we know now, he
What
was
do we know
dead.
now? He was not right. What are you
He was
talking
right.
about?
Dead right not to get that.
What are you talking
Dead
about?
right.
Did somebody? What are we talking about here? The vaccine didn't do any harm to anybody.
Yeah,
It
I
helped
don't know
slow
what
the
Rosa's
spread of
talking
the
about
COVID. What are we doing?
I'm telling you, but it's basically been kind of pointless.
What?
I got it. I'm vaxxed. I'm boosted. It's like,
No, it hasn't.
kind of pointless.
So because the thing isn't around anymore that we vaccinated
It's still
ourselves
around.
against.
The mayor of New York has it right now.
Hold
It
on,
is
hold
still
on.
around.
Oh, wait. Because it's not around like it was before everybody started getting vaccinated. It's just we didn't need to do
There are
it.
just different variants of it, and the variants are
And the people
milder
live
and
now
milder.
because they got vaccinated.
Shout out Kyrie. Go Nets. Kyrie, you're outside of Ja, you're the most fun player in the league to watch when you get going.
I think Nets have
Can you
no
believe
chance.
Rosa would also
I
be a
don't think-
Kanye West fan?
Now, how about this? I also think the Nets have no chance against Boston. They can't guard anybody.
They can't guard.
They can't guard it. They need Ben Simmons bad. If only if it's for like 15 to 20 minutes a game just to say
guard
They
somebody.
need three
just
Ben
go
Simmons.
like,
It's not just one guy.
Like cat coverage in football. Well, KD's an awesome defender. KD's defense ramps up in the playoffs, and he will. But they need if it's like cat coverage in football, just like Ben Simmons, go guard Brown or Tatum. Just get one of them, and that's all you got to do is just worry about one of them.
We saw it in Memphis. I thought when they played the Grizzlies, I thought they played as well as they can.
Kyrie and KD were
Kyrie
unbelievable.
And KD were incredible.
And the
They
Grizzlies
scored 120.
Yeah, but the Grizzlies scored 140.
Right.
Yeah, right. They can't. They can't stop anybody.
And then with the Grizzlies without a couple of starters that night
Yes.
too. So,
Yeah.
all right, we had a little computer glitch,
Yeah.
glitch. Roser threw everything
Matrix.
off.
Yeah, they cut it on
But we were talking about.
Go Kyrie! Yeah, let's go Kyrie!
Stop saying that. That's what did us in the last time.
Sorry.
The computer fell off the edge of the.
Can we talk about KD? He's so awesome.
Well, we were talking about the Nets just can't guard.
No,
and,
they can't.
And that's
They can't.
that's why I don't think we believe the Nets can beat Boston.
They do
and
need
Boston can guard.
Yeah, no, Boston can do everything. We'll get to Boston later.
Yeah.
Little foreshadowing.
Yeah, a little foreshadowing. All right, Toronto, Philadelphia.
I like the Sixers, and I know like Toronto's scrappy, and they have.
They're kind of the fun pick of the
Yeah.
first round of the NBA
Nick
playoffs.
Nurse is fun to
Yeah.
he'll come up with some junk defenses and stuff. But like to me, Embiid's the best player in that series, and if you're the Sixers, you ride him and you figure out a way to get past Toronto.
Yeah.
And I know Thibault can't play those games in Toronto. Roser might have a comment on that, but I don't.
What about Thibault? Yeah, he just didn't want to. It's pretty stupid in Canada, but whatever. we will stop there. Yeah, we'll just shout out to Kelsey. I love you.
Shout out Canada.
But your country is so messed up right now. But
Either way, I think the Sixers win the series.
Roser?
Raptors. Harden sucks. He is. This is what he does. He doesn't show up when the lights are brightest. And now Embiid may be good enough to win the whole series on his own. Like he is that awesome. Very well. I mean, is a very deserving MVP candidate.
Yeah.
But and then Thibault can't play the road games. Man, that Toronto team is tough.
But if you're
and
Embiid,
they will punk Harden,
and you think you deserve the MVP, like. You got to win this series, right? Like,
well, the MVP's already been voted on, so it doesn't matter.
Like he's already talked about, like he feels like, what else can I do? Like,
yeah,
all right, do it, man.
I want you to go deep in the playoffs.
Go win the series. Do it.
I think it's great what could happen in Philadelphia after this.
Yes.
This doesn't work. You're looking at a new head coach.
Yeah.
But you're looking at them maybe bringing in another player just to make it worse.
Daryl Morey will probably hire D'Antoni. Yeah, to get the Harden thing, not knowing that, well, James Harden's, everything he's done over the years, like going out every night and not really taking care of his body, is kind of caught up to him.
And I love the stories. Doc then going to Utah because Quinn's going to the Lakers, although now Nick Nurse is going to the Lakers. So
Nick Nurse is not leaving Toronto for the Lakers.
Fun stuff. And then we have the top seed, the Miami Heat. They won't have a problem in round one, right?
No.
Okay.
Atlanta would be more interesting.
Just to say, what if they get Atlanta?
Atlanta would be more interesting.
Yeah, I think so. But I just think over the course of the series,
Trae Young's just goal to make. He's got New York and then Miami.
Really,
he's just going to make the East Coast hate him.
Yeah, I know. So it's weird to me. Milwaukee is the favorite in the East, and Brooklyn is second as far as the favorites in the East.
There's value on one of those on a team that you did not mention there. There is value then.
Is that a tease?
That's a tease.
All right, we'll take a break here on the Odds Couple. When we come back, we will talk a little Western Conference. We'll talk Memphis Grizzlies and their first round opponent, the Minnesota Timberwolves. That's all coming up here on the Odds Couple. Keep it right here on Grind City Media.
WynnBET, the official sportsbook partner of the Memphis Grizzlies, is Tennessee's premier digital sports betting app. They're bringing you the action of real money sports betting right in the palm of your hand with some of the best odds in the game. From boosted parlays to live in-game odds on every major sport, they have what you need to win. Sign up today and use the promo code GRIZ. And after placing your first $10 wager, you'll receive $200 to bet with. That's GRIZZ. There's no better way to enjoy basketball than with some extra winnings in your pocket to use for all of your favorite bets. And be sure to check out the WynnBET Sports Bar at FedEx Forum the next time you catch our Grizzlies in action. Betting is a team sport. Join the WynnBET team and bet with the best. Must be physically located in Tennessee and 21 years of age or older to participate. If you or someone you know needs assistance with a gambling problem, call the Tennessee Red Line at 1-800-889-9789.
Grizz fans, the official Grizzlies mobile app is your key to the game. It's an all-in-one experience updated with even more functionality. You can keep track of a team with news, social media, the schedule, stats, and the standings. And you can log into Grind City Media to watch and listen live to streaming content like The Chris Vernon Show and Rise and Grind. You can check out Grind City Media articles, videos, podcasts, and GCM talent. See what's going on right here at FedEx Forum with our concert and event calendar. Plus, you can find detailed information on seating and concessions with arena maps. You can take the app into FedEx Forum as your mobile wallet, use it as your ticket to the game for Grizz Den mobile pickup, and as contact-free payment for arena concessions. The official Grizzlies mobile app, your key to the game.
The Who hits back. We don't get fooled again. Memphis, it's your turn. Pete Townsend, Roger Daltrey, The Who with an orchestra. Why don't you all fade away? FedEx Forum, Friday, May 13th. Who are you? Get tickets now at livenation.com. The Who, live in concert. There's more at thewho.com.
Welcome back to GrindCityMedia.com. Live from FedEx Forum. Now, here's more of the Odds Couple, Rob Fisher and Lang Whitaker. Presented by WinBet.
Welcome back, everybody, to the
Single
Odds Couple.
on
Yes, sir. Man, can't wait till this weekend as the Grizzlies will be back in the postseason. I'll just go ahead and tell you. Get your tickets, 1-800-4NBA-TICKS. 1-800-4NBA-TICKS. Come on out, FedEx Forum. Saturday, Tuesday, games 1 and 2. Grizzlies taking on Minnesota. We'll talk a little bit about the Grizzlies, a lot about the Grizzlies here coming up in a moment. First, we were talking about Joel Embiid a little bit in the last segment. MVP, who's winning the MVP?
Jokic.
Jokic will win it. I'll go off the board. I'll go Jason.
Tatum?
I'd say Jason Tatum's.
Yeah.
He's not going to win it.
No,
He's not, but I think going off the
but you
board,
asked who's
that's
gonna win it.
the guy that I would expect.
There are 6 guys who could win it this year: Booker, Luka, Tatum, Embiid, Jokic, Giannis. If those 6,
Not Ja.
any of he didn't play enough.
Yeah.
Any of those 6, and they will hold the fact that they will hold the Grizzlies record without Ja against. They would hold that against him. But yeah, he didn't play enough games. Any of those 6, and I'd be like, okay.
But
cool.
Jokic is the MVP.
Yeah, I think
Jokic's going to win it.
Yeah, but he is something special, and he's been amazing here in the last month, especially. So, I think Jokic is going to win. He is the favorite to win as well. Great Grizzlies, by the way, make the playoffs as a 2 seed in the Western Conference, second best record in all of the NBA. Ja Morant did return over the weekend for 1 game, coming back from injury. He talks going into the playoffs the difference between this year's team and last year's team.
Our attention to detail, locking in. I feel like we're way more locked in, and no matter what goes on, during the game, if we're making or missing shots, we move on. And I feel like, last year we had times where we missed coverages, that we talked over for, 2 days, and, teams made us pay for that. And I feel like now we're very locked in, and I feel like everybody's just locked in on the defensive end, knowing we can score the basketball.
Locked in.
Grizzlies are locked in. Are the Grizzlies locked in?
Yeah. Well, he's got a good point. The defense, they're locked in defensively because that's how they get their offense. Mm-hmm. And that's been the easiest way for them to score all year long. And then keep it up in the playoffs. Like, I don't know how you stop that. We know now they're playing the Timberwolves in the first round, and to me, it's an interesting matchup. I know they were 2-2 in the regular season. Dylan Brooks didn't play in any of those games. 2 of those games were like back when the Grizzlies were the worst defense in the NBA the first 3 weeks of the season. So, do we throw
when they got beat by what 30?
Yeah, one of them
40?
was the overtime one where Towns hit the shot off the glass to send it to overtime at the buzzer. I kind of throw all 4 of those games out, really, like from the regular season, and now you get full rosters going at it, and I got to go with the Grizzlies.
And the last one that we lost, Ja was hurt in it, and we also didn't have a full roster then. #Grizzin5. I'm done talking about this one.
I love it.
That Minnesota team does. Okay, I'll say more because
it's kind of what we do here.
It's a show.
Yeah.
Now, Minnesota.
Yeah.
They do some of the stupidest stuff you've ever seen from a playoff team. Like, they just do dumb things. They take horrible shots. They make dumb decisions. The Grizzlies will capitalize off that. Now, if the Timberwolves had Kyrie, I think,
Oh, my God, no.
As we look at the workplace playbook,
Yeah.
I got Grizzlies 5 also, and I'm also like Rosa Dunn talking about it. You're right. They're
Grizzlies
just
5.
bad. Grizzlies 5.
Good show.
The Grizzlies are way more disciplined. The Grizzlies are way more disciplined.
The one thing about the Teals is they were like probably one of the 2 or 3 hottest teams in the NBA the last month or two because they were terrible at the start of the year. So I don't know, 5, maybe 6. And also, there's going to be a Pat Beverly game in this series where he gets in the middle of all this and stirs things up, and
What does a Pat Beverly game look like? I don't
last night's
understand
game.
that.
Trying to injure people.
Basically, last night's game, the play-in game, like just one game where he's in the middle of all. It doesn't mean he's not going to score 25 points or whatever, but he's going to get in the middle of everything and cry and jump on the scoreboard afterward and score his table and all that. But like, there's going to be one game where the conversation where we're going to be in here on a Friday morning talking about, hey, did you see what Patrick Beverly did last night in the game?
I don't like
the
playing
game they
Minnesota.
win. It's the one game. #Grizzin5.
To me, the toughest player to guard on that team is D'Angelo Russell. Like, that guy can get a bucket anytime he wants.
Kills us.
He is so good, and he has to share the ball with Towns and Edwards, so he doesn't probably score as much as he could. But to me, he's the toughest guy, and that's the real conundrum if you're the Grizzlies. Like, who do you put Dylan Brooks on him, or do you put Dylan Brooks on Edwards? And how do you guard that? Jaren's a good matchup with Cat. Like, that's actually a good fit, but that's the problem to me if you're the Grizzlies is who do you? I mean, I guess you put Melton maybe on Russell, but there's a little bit of a decision you're going to have to make there if you're the Grizzlies.
Do you put Jaren on Cat?
He will have to on the perimeter. They'll have to do.
Why not? I get that. But the issue with Cat last night, or whenever this podcast is being recorded, when they played the Clippers, it was not just that he fouled out, but he couldn't get in rhythm because the Clippers were running smaller dudes at him and then using a bigger guy to double him. I know that you don't want to tinker with the starting lineup. I get that. But could we see more from Brandon Clark on Cat and you let Jaren play more of that roamer free safety role down low?
Yeah. That lineup with Brandon and Jared,
dude, I don't like it. I don't like it. The one for the last month when people asked me who would you not want to see in the playoffs, the team that I kept saying is Minnesota. Yeah. Don't want to see this team. I don't like it. I don't like the matchup. I think what they do well is what the Grizzlies do well. Now the Grizzlies are better at it. That's proven over the course of the season. But they're long, they're athletic, and going back to what you were talking about, Roser, they're dumb. They're young and dumb.
Yeah.
They just don't know any better.
They will take horrible shots, and that's what'll do them in. They take.
I think over the course of a 7-game series, I think the Grizzlies will prove that they're just the better team and will win the series. I'm glad it's not a play-in type of situation because I think the Timberwolves have just given the Grizzlies troubles. And now, granted, it was without Dylan Brooks, but how good was this team without Dylan Brooks? I mean, let's remember they had the second-best record in the NBA.
Again, you have to throw out the first two of the season because they were in the first 19 games and the Grizzlies didn't guard anybody.
Yeah.
We gave up like 160 to the Cavs.
And then the one win, you had to come back from 16 down with 6 minutes to go, and you win it in overtime. And the other one, Anthony Edwards, had, I think, 2 points. I mean, I don't know. I think it's the team I didn't want to see, and there will be a Beverly game, and that will just annoy me and it will annoy everybody. I do believe, though, watching that team play against the Clippers the other night, because the whole Grizzlies-Clippers thing is kind of faded out, I guess. The Grizzlies-Oklahoma City thing has faded out now for a while, and you really develop rivalries playing teams in the playoffs. I could really learn to hate the Timberwolves.
Yeah.
They're easy to hate.
Easy to hate. Beverly's easy to hate.
Tree dogs.
The tree dogs.
The tree dogs.
The tree pups.
Yeah.
I don't. Beverly's easy to hate. I can't stand Karl Anthony Towns as a player. I really can't.
Yeah, he's so finesse.
He likes
so
to complain.
finesse.
He is such a stat builder. That's all he is. He's the new Kevin Love in Minneapolis, is what he is.
Be careful because your sidekick Brevin he kind of did the same thing to Giannis.
He did.
Be careful.
So,
Text me about Giannis.
Yeah, he had, a 5-6 year run hating on Giannis? You got 5-6 years to hate on Cat?
Yeah, you got
I mean, Cat's in like his 7th year or something like that. Like he's been around for a while now.
He is, and I don't use this word often. Soft.
Yeah.
I know that's a word that players don't want to hear.
It showed up.
He is.
It showed up in the game against the Clippers.
Yes.
Where the moment gets to be too much for him. And I'm not sure if this moment in the first round of the playoffs with people looking at you saying, hey, you're one of the dudes on this team, go out here and perform like the everything big man we think you are. I'm not sure if that's not going to be too much for him mentally to handle also.
Yeah. For the Grizzlies, what any concerns that this starting lineup has only played 9 times all season together?
No.
To me, the bigger concern if you're the Grizzlies is just can you maintain the style of play that made you so good in the regular season in the postseason when you have to play a lot more half-court basketball and teams just the pace slows down.
Best thing I heard about playing half-court basketball, I think it was Brevin. We were having conversation about it, and because everyone always asks that question. If you work for the Grizzlies, everyone will ask that question if you're doing an interview of what happens when the game turns into a half court. What happens?
Right.
How do they get better at that? And he said the best thing about the game turning in the half court is the ball's in your best ball handler's hands really the majority of the time.
Sure.
And that's Ja. So we'll roll with it.
Yeah, his numbers were not good against Minnesota.
His
numbers were not good against Minnesota. They're going to that Finch guy's good. They're going to make him see two guys. That's been the key to trying to kind of Thibodeau did it to him in the game here. You make him see two guys. He's still going to be awesome and get points.
But the Pelicans did that in the third
two.
quarter, and they scored 55 points. And Ja talked about it after the game. He was like, I saw guys coming, and I was finding the open guy and moving the ball. And he goes, you love to see it. So I would assume maybe that bodes well for the postseason.
He watches a ton of film, so that's good.
I can't wait.
Things slow down in the playoffs because most teams want to slow it down. But when you look at pace of play, these are two of the three fastest paced teams in the NBA this season. With the Timberwolves being 1 and the Grizzlies being 3, I'm not sure either side wants to slow this thing down. So maybe it'll cause you issues in the next round or in the later round. But this round, I don't think pace of play is going to be a problem because both teams want to get up and down the court.
Yeah. That's a good point. Can't wait for playoff basketball in FedEx Forum. It kind of feels like last year was we're just happy to be here kind of thing. And cool, we got playoff basketball back. It's exciting. It was 1-1. I mean, you felt cool. Yeah. It was great going into Game 3, and the atmosphere was unbelievable. But because of this team and the ceiling, really unknown for this team, and having Game 1 in this building, I can't wait. It's going to be rocking on Saturday.
You got a towel? You're going to wave the towel?
I'll be waving a towel, yeah. I might even wear my new ice that I got from Brevin.
From Brevin?
Yeah. Oh! No, you don't know.
So icy.
So icy, yeah.
Instead of, it's fishy mane.
Hey, I like it.
Yeah, instead of Gucci Mane, fishy
All
mane.
my girls excited. Ooh, I know they like it. He's so icy. Robert Fisher, he's so icy.
He's fishy.
Here's a fish nugget for you. The Eastern Conference against the Western Conference this year went 226 and 224.
Ooh.
First time since 2008, 2009 that the East has won the season series against the West.
That's still close.
Only the second time in the last 23 years that the East has been better than the West. How about that? So the East better than the West? I think not. That's all I have to say.
I like it.
I thought that was kind of dramatic, right?
Yeah.
Let's take a break. We'll come back and we will talk about the other matchups in the Western Conference. And then we got picks. Coming up here on the Odds Couple on Grind City Media.
Don't do that one.
Check out the all-new WinBet Sports Bar located at FedEx Forum, just off Beale Street out. Open every event night plus non-event Saturday and Sunday starting at 11 a.m. The WinBet Sports Bar is your lock for the best local brews, food, and all the games. Sports fans looking for action and a little extra juice can receive exclusive in-bar only promotion, including odds boosts, free bets, and more from the WinBet Sportsbook app. Plus, watch all the games. College and pro with over 30 TVs and Sunday NFL tickets. Parking is free for guests and available in the Gossett Motors Garage. For more information, go to FedExForum.com.
Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. He had this massive T-Rex behind him the whole time. So his name is Stan.
That was like a movie prop from his times at Jumanji or something.
Scientists were big mad when someone bought it for like $31 million a couple years ago, and no one ever knew who got Stan the T-Rex.
I'm going to say Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson did not spend $31 million on Stan.
Rise and Grind with Jessica and Megan. Live daily at 8 a.m. on GrindCityMedia.com.
John Conchar, whose jersey I am donning today. 15 points, 17 rebounds.
Reveal.
Shitty season approaching. 17 rebounds is so outrageous.
Yeah.
It's outrageous.
That's the most among any NBA guard this season off the bench.
That's Dennis Rodchar.
The Chris Vernon Show, live weekdays at noon on GrindCityMedia.com or wherever you get your podcasts.
Let's transition into our favorite all-time sixth man.
This one was fun to do.
Okay, let's go.
Number 1, Manu Ginobili.
There's like a move that he brought to the NBA that is still done today, the Euro step. Like
There you
that's
go.
Manu. That without Manu, we have no Euro step.
Join Lang Whitaker and me, Kelsey Ray Johnson, every Thursday as we debate the hottest topics in the NBA. IMHO on GrindCityMedia.com, YouTube, and our social channels.
Welcome back to GrindCityMedia.com. Live from FedEx Forum, now, here's more of the Odds Couple, Rob Fisher and Lang Whitaker, presented by WinBet.
Welcome back, everyone. This is the Odds Couple. This is NBA playoff week as the postseason gets underway.
Single on fish. Fishy, man. It's fishy.
We talked about the Eastern Conference, talked a little bit about the Grizzlies series, talked a lot about the Grizzlies as they get set to take on the Minnesota Timberwolves. Action gets underway Saturday. Come on down to FedEx Forum for all the action Saturday, 2:30, or watch it on Bally Sports Southeast. If you can't make it down to FedEx Forum, that'll get underway at 2 o'clock with Grizzlies Live at 2 on Saturday. A little self-plugged.
Yeah.
Phoenix Suns are really good team. And I think when you look at the Memphis Grizzlies, and we've been able to see it up close all season long, the depth of this team and how important that is for the Grizzlies' success. I think you could say the same thing about the Phoenix Suns, and that's why these two teams are the two best teams in the NBA.
Yeah, it's also, to me, why Jokic is the MVP, because the lack of depth there. And when Chris Paul went out, the Suns didn't miss a beat. Like, they just kept rolling. Same as when Ja would get hurt and the Grizzlies were able to keep playing, to me.
And they had a moment without Booker there for a while because of COVID. I mean, everyone went through stuff this year. Everyone went through stuff. Every team. Injuries, everybody always goes through injuries. And then the whole COVID situation. I mean, you went through a lot of stuff. Everybody did. But the Grizzlies and the Suns were able to just keep on keeping on despite all of those things. That's why they're the two best teams in the league.
We don't
Suns are awesome. Yeah.
Suns are awesome. They'll have no problem in round one.
No.
You mentioned Booker earlier, Roser, about
unless it's the Clippers and Kawhi decides to play, then that's a different story.
You think?
Who knows? Nobody knows what's going on with Kawhi Leonard.
He's out half next season too.
There's no way he's playing. I mean, and if he does play, there's no way he's going to play like major minutes in a series. And as much as we see teams like try to ramp guys up and manage minutes and all that stuff, to like all of a sudden come back and play 38
I don't think he
minutes
will
a game.
either, but nobody knows what goes on with Kawhi.
You mentioned earlier Devin Booker, MVP candidate this year in the NBA. He's not going to win it. Doesn't have a chance to win it. And Monty Williams, head coach of the Suns, talked about Booker not being the MVP.
Winning is valued anymore the way that it should be. If you look at Book's numbers, how many guys with his numbers and our record weren't the MVP? I've heard in Book's case, it's because he plays with Chris, and that's kind of silly because Harden is only one playing with Chris. So I don't understand all these arguments, and I'm not one to sit here and debate and go back and forth. That's just not my deal. I don't shut down the corn that well, but I know that winning should be valued. Our guys just haven't gotten their due, whether it's the all-star game, all-NBA. We seem to get a little bit of disrespect in that regard. So we've just tried to focus on the things we can control.
Suns are the overwhelming favorite in the Western Conference to come out of the West and make it to the NBA Finals, and rightfully so.
Yeah,
and when overwhelming, I say overwhelming. In the East, it's pretty close from 1 through 5. In the West, it's the Suns. Then it's Golden State, Memphis, and then it's everybody else. But they've earned that.
They won 68 games, right? Like, I mean, it's an 64 games. It's a lot of games that they won this year. Like, you got to give them credit for that.
Yeah, they've been the best team in the league this year.
Yeah, I think they'll take care of business. Then we have Dallas and Utah. What do you make of this series? Utah's been a mess. Dallas Luka injury is the big thing.
If Luka doesn't play, Utah wins the series. If Luka plays and he's good enough to go, I'd probably pick Dallas. I think the Utah team hates each other.
Feels like it.
I mean, Mitchell and Gobert hate each other. They do not like each other. And it's all started from the
relationship expert here.
And it all started from the Gobert giving
everybody COVID.
Gobert.
Yeah.
I think it was before that. That was just the straw. As we break down the Utah Jazz relationships, I think there was some friction there before that moment, and then that pops off, and Donovan Mitchell's like, "Yo, I'm done with this dude."
Called him childish like 2 weeks ago. To the media.
Yeah, and then Quinn Snyder, when the Grizzlies were in Salt Lake City, Quentin Snyder's pregame availability, he talked for 19 minutes about their relationship. 3,000 words were written on their relationship and how he tried to dispel those rumors. When you spend 19 minutes talking about rumors not being true,
there's a problem.
Well, I also thought it was interesting when Frank Vogel got released this week, and they said it was in the LA Times, I think. It said Quinn Snyder was somebody who they might have interest in. He used to be an assistant coach for the Lakers, and it said Quinn Snyder is apparently a little less interested because of the way the Vogel thing was handled. And I was like, well, that doesn't mean he's not interested. It just means he's a little less interested. So there might still be interest there. So I don't know.
Yeah, that'll be interesting, certainly, to follow this offseason. And then you have the Golden State Warriors. As the Golden State Warriors, they will take on the Denver Nuggets and Nikola Jokic. Is this a dependent on Curry situation?
Yeah, 100% is.
Also, Draymond to me.
I mean, they could still beat Denver without Curry, but like it's a lot harder.
But if you had to pick one guy to like
Jokic is the best player
match up
in the
with
series.
Jokic though, like wouldn't you probably pick Draymond? If you had to pick anybody in the NBA to like try and guard him for a little,
Embiid.
Yeah, maybe Embiid.
Yeah.
But I mean, Draymond's a pretty good thing to throw at Jokic for a series.
He'll do something. Yeah.
Draymond of the Golden State Warriors.
I love hearing from Draymond. I love Draymond.
You know,
I love Draymond Green.
He's a champion.
He is a champion.
Yeah, he is a champion. But why would this one be maybe even more satisfying than the ones in the past?
You don't appreciate the ring. It's dope. Like, you don't appreciate the trophy. What you end up appreciating is the journey and the guys and everybody that you went through that journey with. And I think, so for me, it would be the most satisfying because the journey has been totally different. You know, the journey has almost been starting from ground zero, especially for me, who 2 years ago we were 15 and 50 when Steph was out, Clay was out, Andre wasn't here. You know, it's kind of just me and a bunch of new guys that had come along. And so to go from that 2 years later to what could be winning the championship, like, it will 100% be the most satisfying just because the journey is totally different. And ultimately, when you win a championship, that's what you appreciate the most.
There you go. The ring is dope.
Yeah.
Like, I'm proof of that.
The ring is dope.
With my NPSL championship ring. But Golden State, they get set for their series with the Denver Nuggets. I mean, they seem to have gotten their stuff together, even with Steph being out here as of late.
Yeah, I think they're in some ways like Milwaukee. It's like get to the end of the season, just get there, and we'll figure it out when we get there. When we saw them here a couple weeks ago, like, excuse us.
It's coming.
Tornado warning,
yep. The picks warning. Picks are coming.
Picks are coming.
The pick warning. When we saw them here a couple weeks ago, like, you saw like
might be our last ever.
Kuminga and some of those guys getting a lot of playing time, and you know, you feel like Steve Kerr is going to figure out a way to integrate those guys into what they do once they get everyone back. But like Milwaukee, it's like just get there and get everyone healthy and then figure it out.
Clay's not Clay though, is he?
No, he's not.
But
Jordan Poole is Jordan
Poole, yeah.
20-point games in 17 straight in that time period. He leads the NBA in 3-point makes, also at like 67 or so. So, it is as we talk about the playoffs and talk about the new stars emerging and the changing of the guard overall in the NBA, I think the Golden State Warriors are going through some of that as well, where it's not necessarily Clay that you need to be the running mate. You can get Jordan Poole. You can get Andrew Wiggins. You can get who's the big guy who always hits the threes for them? You get that dude. I forget his name now. There are other guys out there who you can get to be Steph's running mate, not just Clay.
Yeah. All right. You ready for some picks?
Let's do it.
Yep.
Picks. Time for picks.
Let's do it.
All right, I'll go ahead and start.
Go ahead. Fish, you go ahead and start.
Thanks, man. I got the Heat and the Bucks playing in the Eastern Conference Finals. I got the Suns and the Grizzlies playing in the Western Conference Finals with the Miami Heat. I have the Grizzlies as NBA champion.
You're such a homer.
I know. That was a homer pick. Here's my thing. Why not? Says who?
Why not us?
Why not us?
Yeah.
To me, the only team standing in the way of the Grizzlies is the Phoenix Suns. Yeah. And I didn't want to pick the Phoenix Suns against the Miami Heat, the two number 1 seeds. I mean, how chalk and boring is that? So I decided Why not us? I'm going Memphis Grizzlies.
Why not us?
And if the Grizzlies play the Heat, Grizzlies will win that series. Grizzlies, you're NBA champions. Lang, you're getting that ring.
I hope so, because let's look at my picks.
Ah!
I got the Bucks, Sixers, but I think the Bucks are the team to beat in the East. And then same with you, Suns, Grizzlies. And you dummies didn't pick the hometown team. That's on you. But I'm picking the Memphis Grizzlies to go all the way.
Sir!
Let's go.
Here we go.
Next.
CJ.
All right.
Oh.
Yeah, I didn't pick the Grizzlies to win it all. I got them in the Western Conference Finals with the Suns. Suns just too good. Best team from one of the best teams offensively and defensively from an efficiency standpoint. First in net, first in point differential. Grizzlies, really, really good also. I love it. Yeah, those are sirens that you hear, Robert Fisher. Let's get out of here. So give me Suns v. Grizzlies, Bucks, and who do I got the Bucks playing? Bucks Heat?
Phoenix.
Bucks.
Oh, Bucks Heat, yes.
Bucks Heat. Yeah, those have been the two best teams in the East to me, regardless of where they landed. I think those are the two to get there to the East. And I've been burned too many times by putting faith in the Boston Celtics. I have. And so I got no more faith to give those dudes. Although they play defense really, really well. They're elite. So maybe this is the year for them. I don't think so. In the Western Conference Finals, I got the Suns. Bucks will get a rematch in the WNBA. In the NBA Finals, I got WNBA on the brain. Shout out Nas Hill. And the Suns become just the 15th team ever to win the NBA Finals after losing it the previous year.
All right. Roser?
Heat Celtics in the East, Suns Grizz in the West. I've got the Boston Celtics winning the Eastern Conference. I have the Phoenix Suns winning the West. And I have the Boston Celtics as your NBA champion. Jason Tatum, your finals MVP. Yeah.
All right.
Celtics. They've basically, since the turn of the calendar, they've been the best team in the league. Like, they started off slow. It was rough. But, man, since Ime Udoka got those guys guarding.
And they guard the hell out of them.
God, they do. And they're long. Like, I mean, you throw freaking. And here's Jason Tatum's defensive numbers are off the charts, too.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Marcus Smart may win Defensive Player of the Year. If Time Lord gets back, when you throw out Smart, Time Lord, Jaylen Brown, and Tatum, that length, my God. And they can all switch. All of them can switch. Yeah. And Tatum, as we saw, scored like 40 points on 10 shots the other day against us, even though it was against we didn't have anybody playing, but we had that same roster against the Suns and beat them. Yeah. So,
My big thing with the Celtics is can they score enough? We know they can guard, but they're one of the, if not the worst scoring team in the NBA, they're one of the worst scoring teams in the NBA. And so I think it'll be fine in the earlier rounds, but when you play a team like I would think the Bucks, when is that? Is that going to come back and bite you in the
Jaylen and
ass?
Tatum are going to have to.
Can they do it though? Like that offense, the issues that they were having was on the offensive end of the court where they didn't know how Tatum and Brown specifically how to get everybody involved.
No, and it may not be this year. Those two dudes. I don't know if you know this. Jason Tatum's 23 years old.
No way.
Yeah, he's 23 years old. 23 or maybe just turned 24. Yeah.
So I don't trust him.
So like.
Too young.
That dude, you just picked the Grizzlies to win the finals.
Kyle Anderson's
the second
old.
youngest team
Steven
in the
Adams.
league.
Yeah, Kyle Anderson's like in his 27, 28.
Wow, that's unbelievable.
Yeah, so even if it's not this year, Tatum's one of those. He'll figure it out.
All right,
eventually.
we're going to be back in 2 weeks. You
2
know what's in
weeks.
2 weeks? The NFL draft is in 2 weeks.
Oh, I love it. I've already got a favorite player
You do?
outside of Calvin Cincinnati's Sauce Gardner.
Oh.
I also like is it Davenport, the kid from Oregon?
Yeah.
Who said there's nothing a coach can tell me that I don't already know. I'm like, NFL teams are going to love you.
Oh, nice.
But Sauce Gardner from Cincinnati said, I'm the best player in the draft.
We'll have all the odds. We'll handicap the draft for you, all the fun picks. Lance Taylor will join us. We'll talk our NFL draft with him. And, it'll be fun. That'll be coming up in 2 weeks. So make sure you tune in for that. Thanks for tuning in to this episode of The Odds Couple. NBA playoffs are underway. We'll talk more NBA when the finals roll around as well. So stick with us for that. And go Grizz all the way to those NBA finals. Why not? Says who?
Why not us?
That's right. All right, that's going to do it for us here today. Memphis! For Kimball, Robbie, Jacob, thanks for helping out this week. Also for CJ, Roser, and Lang, I'm Fish. Thanks for joining us here on The Odds Couple on Grind City Media. We'll talk to you again in 2 weeks for the NFL Draft.
You've been listening to The Odds Couple, presented by WinBet on GrindCityMedia.com. Tune in next week with Rob Fisher and Lang Whitaker.